What's up, everybody? This is Nate Flips FBA. First YouTube video on my own YouTube channel. Figured I'd do a little intro video, go over myself a little bit more in depth, mainly more so on like the FBA side, because that's what this channel is going to be all about. So I'm Nate. I've been selling on Amazon for about 6 months now. It'll be 6 months and 2.5, 3 weeks. I've done over $275,000 in sales, over $40,000 in profit, doing 100% online arbitrage. So, finding sites all around the web that have deals going, coupons, discounted gift cards, utilizing all of those tools to find profitable products. So I've been doing that for the last few months, and it's been going pretty well. I've been able to scale. I mean, July I technically started. I had like maybe $1,000 in sales. August I had about 10 to 12,000. September about 20. October in the 30s, I think. And every month I've just been doing 50 to like 100% more in sales, and that is just a result of buying more products. So in the beginning, I was buying stuff off of leads lists and stuff like that, and it wasn't really working too well. I found that a lot of the leads lists, they just get sent around way too much. So if you're in a group that sends out leads, maybe don't buy the ones that just get sent to you, but look a month back, look 3 weeks back, and find out if those were actually profitable at the specific price point they had pointed out. Maybe that was that had a sale going, so the price could be, if you were to look at that same product on the same website today, it could have a completely different price because it's not on sale anymore. So that's one thing if you have leads lists to look into. I mean, that was something I found out, as I was buying. I was like, oh, this thing, it's 80% ROI and it sells blah 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 amount a month, so I should buy 10 of these, 20 of these, 100 of these. And I was doing that, not a ton, but I was doing that some portion of my buys, and I quickly found out like that was not going to work. Like, it was not a good strategy. So I kind of stopped doing that altogether, and it was definitely a good marker for my business. Moving forward, now we're in 2023. 2022 is in the past. We can learn from it, but we can't go back and do stuff differently. So we have to move forward and set new goals or expand upon our current goals. And some of the goals I have for 2023 are, I have them written down right here, so I'll read them off to you. So my first goal, these are all mainly business oriented goals, like stuff that I don't necessarily need to like check off, but like stuff I'm aiming towards. So goal 1 is to be able to spend at least $500,000 on inventory. That should result in well more than $1 million in sales. But my overall goal for a sales point of view is to have revenue between 1.5 and $2 million, which I want to result in over $200,000 in profit, which is completely separate than what I want for cash back. So my cash back goal, whether it's Capital One, Rakuten, Top Cash Back, all of those, I want to have $40,000 in cash back. Other than that, I'd like to have between 5 and 7 wholesale accounts. If you don't have a prep center already, I would recommend you start searching for a prep center. asking people that you know. Maybe they'll tell you what prep center they use. Maybe they won't. A lot of prep centers now are going to start opening back up, as in taking on new clients. Many didn't want to do that during Q4 just because it's a mad rush between shipping and all the logistics behind Q4 and customer demand. Other than the wholesale accounts, I'd like to have a 6-person VA team. So I'd like to have 3 lead generators, potentially 2 full-time buyers, and 1 kind of general VA that can handle some of my paperwork, handling emails, shipments, all that type of stuff. I've already begun the hiring process for that specific VA because I'd like to have that aspect of the business outsourced. So that's me making a purchase, and I get an email with the shipping confirmation, taking that ship tracking number, plugging it into the prep center's portal, so they both link together and stuff is accounted for. I'd like to have a VA do that for me, and I think it's very possible. The only things that I'm working on to be able to finally hire someone is to get all of that email forwarding completed. So I want to be able to have every shipment email come into my email, forward into a excuse me, forward into a new email, so that way I don't have to give access to my main business email to a VA. I can have a separate email that has all shipments, and they'll never get lost. They'll just have all those emails being fed into there. Um, Another goal that I have is to help at least 20 people either start FBA, grow their FBA business, or the like. Last year, I was able to help 2 people, which is amazing. I actually offered my services for free to the first 3 people that had messaged me. This was on Instagram, on my personal Instagram. I had 3 people message me. One person actually kind of went through with it, but then a bunch of stuff came up, blah, blah, blah. We all know the story. But at the end of the day, I offered free coaching for 3 people, and 0 took me up on it. So, I mean, it just goes to show, like, you can offer stuff for free, and people just won't either, like, take it seriously, take themselves seriously, or take this opportunity seriously. And as a result, that's why people are charging thousands of dollars for coaching, is because you got to have skin in the game to like want to do this. I paid $3,000 to get a coaching program when I first started in July, and at the time I probably shouldn't have spent $3,000, but I had convinced myself that I was going to make that back. I was going to make that money back, pay myself back, and I'm going to get a lasting value from that $3,000. So, 6 months later, I completely agree. Like, I've gotten $3,000 worth of value. I've made that back and some, and a lot more, and we're gonna keep going doing this Amazon business for a long time. Another goal that it's not so much Amazon related, but I want to make 100 YouTube videos this year. So that's about 2 a week. I think that's very doable, and I encourage whoever's watching to perhaps try themselves out and make some videos themselves. Like, why not? Another goal is something that I've had for many years now, and it's to write a book on like young a book for young people in finance, because as we all know, we're never taught any of this stuff in school, whether it's credit cards or debt or loans. we're never really, or even just saving money. Like, unless your parents tell you to save money, like, most people don't really know the concept of like what to do with money once they start making money. So I'd like to write a book on that. I mean, I had I had said publicly on Facebook many years ago that I was going to write a book about this, and I just never have. I mean, I have countless outlines in many of my journals, but it never happened. So I'm keeping myself accountable, and this year I'm for sure gonna write a book on young finance, or however you want to interpret that. Um, and my last goal that I have written down is to purchase a piece of real estate. I'm currently in the process of trying to, but I am a self-employed person. I have been since I graduated high school, which was 4 years ago now. Um, and I've always worked for myself, and so it comes with a lot of pros and cons. The pros, obviously, you're your own boss. You kind of can dictate your own schedule. There's nobody telling you like you have to work, blah blah blah. You obviously have to work to like make money, but um, there's just a lot of pros and cons, especially with working with banks. So I am in the process right now of trying to lock in on a property. We'll see if it works out. I mean, as we also know, like right now, rates are high and real estate prices are also still pretty high. So it takes a lot of people out of the market from buying, but I'm still trying, you know. Still gonna try. Um, but yeah, that's a goal for this year is to either buy my own personal house or a rental property. Ideally, a rental property. 2 to 4 units is what I want. That's part of what I've worked on in my job doing home remodels in the last 4 years is these properties. So I know them inside and out now to where I know kind of what I'm buying. Obviously, there will be a different aspect once I'm the owner, not the contractor. But yeah, those are my goals. That was my little intro video. Um, I'm going to start doing a lot more content, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to talk, hit me up. I'm on Instagram every day. I check it, many times a day. It's Nate Flips FBA, and yeah, peace.